Nutrition is incredibly important. It's often overlooked.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight, as per usual. Again, sorry about the voice. I know it sounds like shit. But yeah, if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up, like button, whatever it is, whatever floats your boat. So, let's get on with the show. Oh, rather, let's start with the 5x5s. I almost said 10x10s. All right. Melissa, Ozark Prepper, Finley the dog, thank you for the 5x5. You know, I thought my throat was getting better, and no. Beef and chicken, you're just going to have to watch and suffer through it like everybody else. Adriana, thank you for 5x5. Dan, Colleen, Carrie, the warden, thank you for the 5x5. Chris, thank you for the 2x4. All right, enough fucking commercials, enough already. Fucking whack. Beef and chicken, thank you for the 10x10. Crow, Lisa, Sunshine, Craig, Spotted Fawn, thank you for the 5x5. I don't know. It's just the coughing. Tana, thank you for the 5x5. Angelwood, thank you for the 5x5. Shannon, thank you for the 5x5. No, Susan, I did not try the Vicks. I don't even think I have any. But it'll be fine. Hopefully it'll go away by tomorrow. Prep to adapt, thank you for the 5x5. Laura, thank you for the 5x5. Janine, thank you for the 5x5. So, okay, wait. Oh, there it is. Adam K, thank you for the 5x5. Wannabe, thank you for the 5x5. Laura, Water Tiger, thank you for the 5x5. And yes, guys, for those of you watching, I lost my voice a couple days ago. I had the only coughing fit. It was fucking, it was pretty bad. After I got over, like, whatever the fuck it was, the flu or whatever. Not the flu, but it was like a cold, a bug that lasted less than 24 hours. Or 24 hours, whatever. But I got over that. I was like, all right, I'm feeling better. Had a cough, not a big deal. That was it. Fucking voice went away. Like, motherfucker. Oh, yeah, Lori, I know. I was just talking to a buddy of mine, and I was like, you know what's going to help? Not talking, right? But unfortunately, I figure if I'm like this this Thursday, I won't do another live stream. So we will see. Dutch, I did hear about the building falling in the Bronx. So I'm gonna pull up a picture. Rather, I have to look it up now. But there was a building collapse, and it was one corner of the building. It was the craziest shit you'll ever see. Matter of fact, here it is. Let's put building. Sorry. But yeah, this happened. This happened earlier today. Live stream, and it was close enough to the firehouse, but they had so many units on it, they didn't send mine. And in hindsight, you know, a lot of us are like, thank God they didn't, because it at that point, it's just a shit show. And let's see if I can find this stupid folder. All right, so this is what the building collapse looked like. So as you can see, guys, one corner of the building gave way, and a lot of us never seen anything like this. Just a part of the building, not half the building, not the whole building. Just the corner of the building gave way. And yes, guys, I know my medical options. This is the first time my voice has ever been this bad, but I'm also 46 now, not 26, so it takes a little longer to heal. But anyway, But other than that, Mohawk Valley Prepper. I'm not sick. I sound sick, but I'm not. I'm okay. Now, below this, there was right below that corner of the building, there was a bodega or store on the corner. And all of this collapsed right into the bodega. So there was reports of people making phone calls from underneath the rubble. I don't know if that was confirmed. Again, it was reports. So we'll know more tomorrow. I know that there was an article that's out now, but I didn't get a chance to read it. But yeah, they were looking for victims that were trapped in there. So Palmetto, this is a building that collapsed, the corner of the building that collapsed, and yeah, that's what it looked like. So we'll have to see again tomorrow what more information comes out of it. If anybody else was trapped, like I said, there were reports of people trapped, but I didn't see anything. I mean, no one saw anything yet. So we'll see. A lot of people are like, what the hell? And again, it's just weird how a corner of that collapsed and not like more of the building. Yeah, so anyway, that was one incident today. There's a couple of other things we're going to talk about before we get into what's going on in the Middle East. So, not only the Middle East, but we're also watching something unfold in South America. And that should be very interesting, should it turn into something. I don't think it will, but we'll see. So, again, guys, you saw about the it was a 6-story building that partially collapsed. Again, just a corner building. I don't understand, again, how that happened. We'll definitely find out. Uh, we'll definitely find out more about it, at least why that happened. So, a man was arrested for threatening to kill the presidential candidate, Ramaswamy. Is that how you say his name? I guess the guy was, and I don't understand how this threat works for presidents, considering um, presidents get threats all the time. Does there have to be something substantial or something credible, rather, that they're like, oh, we got to get this guy? Or do they arrest everyone who threatens any president? Because I'm pretty sure President Trump received the most death threats in the history of presidents. He had to be. And yet, if that's the case, how come none were made? But this guy who threatened Swami, he got arrested. It's Ramaswamy. I don't know why I said Swami. Sorry. So, also in today's news, President Trump, not surprised, guys, not surprised at all, but President Trump takes 2024 lead as Biden's approval hits an all-new low. No shit, no kidding. What a surprise, right? I don't know why they think we're stupid. There is no possible way that Biden can win. Zero. There is zero chance. And yet, there are people out there, the morons of the world, who seem to think Biden's going to win this election. I don't understand why they're thinking that. I don't know what they're looking at. Maybe they're desperate. Maybe they're scared and desperate. Who knows? But Biden doesn't have a chance. So, should he miraculously win, I hope all hell breaks loose. I hope. I hope it all fucking falls apart if he does miraculously win. So, there was a company called Stellantis, or Stellantis, warns thousands of U.S. jobs could be cut. So, Stellantis has notified thousands of workers in the U.S. from Ohio and Michigan of potential layoffs, attributing the moved partially to California rules that limit where vehicles can be sold. The European automaker Thursday notified 2,400 workers in Detroit and 1,200 workers in Ohio of potential job loss under the new federal WARN Act, which requires early notification of major layoffs. The company expected the actual number of layoffs to be much lower than the Detroit figured and slightly lower than Ohio numbers. Due to the complexity of our bargaining agreement related to the placement of affected employees, warn notice were issued to more employees than will ultimately be impacted out of an abundance of cautions to give employees notice even if not legally required. So this is another company that looks like they're going to be cutting about 3,500 employees altogether. Yet again, another company slashing their employees. So we'll see. Now, let's get to the Middle East. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this shit. State Department, U.S. found images of Palestinian stripped naked, deeply disturbing. The Palestinians they're talking about were Hamas. I do not know why they keep referring to Hamas as Palestinians only. When I recently caught on to this, when they refer to Palestinians being killed, or Palestinians being stripped naked, or Palestinians giving up or surrendering, it's Hamas they're talking about. They're trying to be cute with this bullshit. Anyway, so keep that in mind. Keep that in the back of your head whenever they refer to Palestinians. And then they'll say Palestinian civilians. So keep that in the back of your head. You'll notice they'll be like, Palestinians stripped naked. Who's Hamas? Palestinian elderlies. Older Hamas. Palestinian civilians being kidnapped. Probably Hamas as well. Anyway, more Palestinian civilians being kidnapped and held hostage by the Zionist militants in Gaza. They call Hamas soldiers and they call IDF Zionist militants. Again, it's all a play on words. It's how you label them. It's how you look at it. And of course, guys, they get the masses to look at it the same way. If people look at this shit the same way and start looking at it the same way, you're going to get more sympathizers. The more sympathizers you get, the more moves you can make with your cause, if that makes sense. Oh, yeah. Keeping up. Only stripped to their underwears. Yeah, this said naked, but yes, they were in their underwears. Thank you for pointing that out, Crow. And I did see the pictures. They were all in their underwears. Nobody wants to see those dudes naked. But again, calling soldiers Palestinians and not saying Hamas soldiers or Hamas militants or terrorists or whatever term you want to use. These people, and it's a Telegram that I follow called Insider Paper. There's Insider Paper and then there's War Monitor. War Monitor is actually they're heavy Hamas sympathizers. Heavy. But they're on Telegram. They do have good information, unfortunately. But they are wiping their face with Hamas dick. Like, so that they can have dick flavored Hamas on their face. I don't know why, but they, instead of being neutral and just reading it as it is, they change titles and make Hamas soldiers seem like they're regular Palestinian civilians. Whatever. So-called Israel is calling on international communities to save it from Lebanon or to step in from Lebanon. Lebanon is getting an ultimatum from Israel, according to Crisis Report and this article. When War Cabinet Minister Gantz tells Secretary of State Blinken the international community should act against Lebanon to stop the aggression in the border area. Lebanon has only been active at their borders. They hadn't sent soldiers in. They're also giving them an ultimatum to get rid of Hezbollah. That's the ultimatum they're getting from Israel. I don't think they're getting that from the United States. Lebanon has to stop its aggression at the border area. It's too obvious that a deal of any kind of an agreement hasn't been reached yet. Hence, all options are on the table. So again, now Lebanon is getting involved. Rather, they've been involved, but now Israel is trying to. I don't know what Israel's trying to do, but they're trying to drag him into this, or they're giving him ultimatum to get rid of Hezbollah. The ultimatum they gave him is not going to fly. It just isn't. Batman voice. You would think, right? Because it's funny. My son's mother just sent me a picture of Batman. She's breaking my balls as well. Everybody's breaking my balls. You guys are breaking my balls. You guys at the chair gave me the raspy voice, gave me AIDS, whatever it is. Who the fuck knows? But anyway, a lot of bullshit's going on. And again, this is all bullshit from both sides. Don't think that this is a one-sided event. Don't believe everything Palestine has to say, Lebanon has to say, any of the Middle Eastern countries, including Israel. Iranian president should be arrested when he lands in Switzerland this week and charged with crimes against humanity connected to a 1988 purge of dissidents. You arrest the Iranian president in Switzerland, all hell's going to break loose. Don't do it. I don't know who's going to arrest him. This is just, I guess, an opinion or a statement. I don't think it's factual. I don't think they're going to go after him. But should they be thinking about it, don't do it. It's not going to end well for a lot of people. How many couples come back? Nice. 25. Tim said 50 Navy sailors get deployed on a submarine. How many couples come back? All right. So, by the way, before I get into this, well, let me get into this next article. China's cyber army invaded critical U.S. services like power grids, water utilities, a report states. China's cyber army invaded United States services as it hacked 24 entities in the past year. Hackers linked to Chinese People of Liberation Army, whatever, have infiltrated the computer system of around 24 crucial entities in the past year, according to these industry experts. These cyber intrusions are part of a broader plan to find ways to create panic, chaos, and disrupt logistics in case of a conflict between the United States and China. Among the targets were water utilities in Hawaii, a major West Coast port, and at least one oil and gas pipeline, according to the individual familiar with the incident. The hackers also tried to hack into the operators of Texas Power Grid, which operates independently from the electrical system for the rest of the country. Hackers also targeted several entities outside the United States, including electric utilities, according to individuals who spoke anonymously on the subject. Anyway, that incident with the Chinese army, there's a movie called Leave the World Behind. That is a very good movie. I'm doing a prepper movie critique on it, but Leave the World Behind, it's currently on Netflix. It has to do with a cyber attack that is in 3 stages: isolation, synchronized chaos, and a coup towards the end of the movie. This is a very good movie. Every prepper should watch this and see what you notice in the movie and what you pick up on the movie. But a very good prepper movie on Netflix. Now, when I read the reviews on this movie, of course, they beat it up, saying, oh, that's not going to happen. That's too much. It's a fantasy, this, that, and the third. Yet when Bird Box came out, great movie. That's what storytelling is about. Leave the World Behind was storytelling. That's all it was. But leave it to people to sit there and go, it's not going to happen. You shouldn't be scared. Who the fuck is scared? So anyway, apparently people were scared when they saw the movie. But it was a very good movie. Well done. The storyline moved at a nice pace. Wasn't fast. Wasn't too slow. Had a good pace in the movie. Especially Kevin Bacon's character. A very, very important character to take note in the movie. Very important character. But that was pretty good. The movie was done well. So, of course, what happened in the movie is what the Chinese were talking about. Now, I was speaking to somebody earlier, and they were asking me, do you think something like that could happen? The United States cybersecurity is pretty good. I wouldn't say excellent. I would say pretty good. What happened in the movie should have happened to us 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, but it hasn't. We have pretty good cybersecurity. I wouldn't say excellent. I would say pretty good. And I'm not saying that we're above that happening, but it's a lot harder for that to happen to us. But in the movie, the way it unfolded was pretty good and seemed so plausible. But you got to watch the movie. And yes, it is a book. I didn't read the book. I wanted to read the book, but it is a book, and someone said the book is even better, apparently. Yeah, Never Look Back. I saw the movie Friday night, right? Friday night or Saturday night, one of the two. My mother and my brother saw it, and they're like, you're going to really get a kick out of that movie. And they both said it, and I was like, okay. So I went to go see the movie. I was like, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. It's worth the watch. Put it like this. You will not be disappointed. So, Putin, I'm not sure when, I think it was today, unveiled 2 nuclear submarines. Russian President Vladimir Putin Monday promised to reinforce Russia's military naval might as he attended the inauguration of 2 nuclear submarines in the country's far north. Russia's leader took part in a flag hoisting ceremony in some fucking asshole in Russia on the White Sea, where the Kranjski and Emperor Alexander III were built over the past 6 years. Those are the names of the subs, by the way. Kranjski and Emperor Alexander III. With such ships and such weapons, Russia will feel that it is safe, Putin says, while visiting one of the submarines in the frozen Arctic waters. Putin said last week he was running for the 2024 re-election almost 2 years after launching an ongoing offensive in Ukraine. He said the submarine would strengthen the combat readiness of Russia's Navy and our naval power in the Arctic, and in the Middle East and the Black Sea and Baltic Sea. Whatever. In addition to these 2 vessels, which will join the Pacific Fleet, Russia is building 8 nuclear submarines. 8 more nuclear submarines. No shit. That's a lot of submarines. Penny, somebody suggested that. They were like, hey, do you think that they're telling us it's going to happen? I don't know. Listen, we have, like I said, we have good cybersecurity. So if something does happen, I'm going to blame the government. I'm absolutely going to put them on. I'm going to be like, yo, they started this shit. So they're trying to convince us it's the enemy, but it's going to come from within, if, in fact, it does happen. So, of course, guys, interestingly enough, Vladimir Putin is running for the 2024 elections. His rival, I forgot that guy's name, that he jailed a couple times, has went missing. So that's something to take note. I forgot his rival's name. But that's the thorn in his side that keeps getting locked up. That guy went missing suddenly. Go figure. Shannon, I tried everything. My voice is only going to come back if I relax it. So obviously, after the angry truth, I got to shut up. I'm here by myself anyway, so I'm not talking to anyone. And hopefully that'll help out. So France gets involved by downing drones in the Red Sea. A French frigate that shot down 2 drones in the Red Sea was acting in self-defense after coming under attack from unmanned aerial vehicles. The French General Staff reported on Sunday that the something frigate, just let's call it the Baguette frigate, operating in the Red Sea, had opened fire on 2 drones heading straight towards it from the Yemen coast, destroying both of them. The incident comes after Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels threatened on Saturday to attack any vessel heading to Israel ports unless food and medicine were allowed into the besieged Gaza Strip. The Foreign Ministry said the drones were engaged in an attack on its vessel and have been downed in a legitimate defense. The incident occurred amid attacks and acts of piracy committed by the Houthi rebels in the Red Sea, which represented a worrying increase of assault on the freedom of navigation in that zone. Just take them the fuck out. I don't understand why we're discussing it. Take them out. Whatever it takes, take out the Houthi assholes. Anyway, the ministry urged the Houthis to immediately stop attack on civilians and the freedom of movement. France has closely followed developments in the Red Sea and called on all actors to avoid any regional flare-ups. Next, British Naval Operation Department, an entity identifying itself as from the Yemen Navy, ordered a ship to change course to a Yemen port. This was a naval officer stating that was happening. Jailed Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny has gone missing from prison, and his whereabouts are unknown. That's the guy I was talking about. That's the dude that opposes Putin and who's been jailed for, I think, a few years now. He went missing suddenly. Go figure. U.S. built missile base in Poland operational December 15th. So in 4 days, this missile base will become operational. The U.S. missile base built in northern Poland will be operational on December 15th, Polish Prime Minister states. The Americans have informed us that on December 15th, in a few days' time, an operational capability will be reached by the missile defense shield in Rednizov, whatever the fuck that means. Stationed 250 kilometers from Russia exclaves of Kaliningrad, sorry. That's approximately 155 miles. Over 10,000 troops are currently stationed in Poland, a NATO member of the alliance eastern flank and one of the staunchest supporters of the neighboring Ukraine. According to U.S. and NATO officials, the system in Poland was built to counter threats of short and medium-range missiles, ballistic missiles. But the project of the U.S.-built base in Poland was slammed by Russia as a serious security threat. Of course they're going to say that. The Rednizov base, plans for which were first announced in 2009, was intended to include 24 land-based SM-3 missiles as well as anti-aircraft systems. So this was back in 2009. This was announced. All of a sudden, Putin has a problem with this. Go figure. Anything to start an argument. China's aircraft carrier passes through Taiwan Strait. So China is increasingly breaking their balls, Taiwan's balls, if you will, by floating their ships near and around their area. It's almost like they're taunting them at this point. Ukraine warns of devastating consequences if the EU splits on membership bid. Now, I don't know what those devastating consequences are. Ukraine is old news. Israel is new news. Ukraine needs to stop trying to have the world remember who they are. No one cares. Like, really don't. So, Sri Lanka is experiencing a blackout nationwide. Power outages are due to a system failure. Internet has been disrupted there as well. So, whenever I see a blackout, then I see the internet's been disrupted, and they make that a known statement, I have a feeling something in Sri Lanka is going on. It's just my conspiracy theory brain kicking in. So the U.S. vetoes the UN's resolution calling for ceasefire in Gaza. The United States was against the bill, the bill. Sorry, UK abstained. In favor for the ceasefire was China, France, Russia, Albania, Brazil, Ecuador, Gabon, Ghana, Japan, Malta, Mozambique, Switzerland, and the UAE. Keep in mind, the United States was against it for a ceasefire. Russia calls for a peaceful solution of Guyana and Venezuela dispute. So, this dispute is bullshit because, according to the Venezuelan government, he's going to meet with the Guyanese president to negotiate. There is no negotiation. The time for negotiation was before you were planning to attack. The fact that you started getting your military in motion, you started getting your plan in motion, and you were going to invade for the oil, negotiations off the table. If I was the Guyanese president, I'd be telling this fuckface to bring it. We're going to war. We're going to fight. Not only we're going to fight, but I would give everything I have to wipe them off the map. Because you were going to come to my country and take my shit without even asking. Or maybe they did. Maybe Guyana told them no. And then they were like, well, we need it. I don't care what you need. You're not getting it. And now I'd be like, yo, fuck that. Fuck those people. They can absolutely kiss a dick. Venezuela can fucking sink. I wouldn't care. And like I said, I throw my Air Force, my Navy, everything. Civilians, little kids with guns, the whole 9 yards. Everybody's getting involved. Because we're going to fucking throw everything we got into it. The audacity for another country to sit there and talk about, well, we're possibly going to invade the Guyana because we need their oil. And then pull the same tactic that Russia did by coming up with a referendum for the area involved and sit there and tell the world that the people in that area agree with the referendum or voted for the referendum to have Venezuela take over that area. Bullshit. That's the same shit Russia's pulled every time they invaded an area. They pulled a referendum out of their ass and said that the people voted for it. That is too on the nose, if you ask me. So, yeah, Venezuela, keep this in mind, are part of the Brink Pact. That's one. Two, Russia has been staging their navy and vehicles in Venezuela as well. Remember a couple months ago when they started seeing a lot of movement of military vehicles going to Venezuela. And a U.S. general was saying how that was a bad idea because they could be staging weapons to attack us, putting it closer. Then we have, all of a sudden, Venezuela wanting to invade Guyana. Now, of course, they want to invade Guyana for the oil to turn it into gasoline, to power a lot of those vehicles, to take over a lot of countries in South Central America. But they wanted to go right after Guyana. So hopefully Guyana doesn't negotiate with them. But this is definitely set in motion by Putin or whatever Russian power that is. Because, yeah, of course, Guyana has oil, and that's what they want. Thank you for the peppermint tea. I gotta find some. Yo, Sandy, yeah, thank God I don't have allergies, man. I'd be fucking, ugh. I'd be fucking, bad off. But anyway, the United States Late last week, sorry, the United States announced joint military flight drills in Guyana on Thursday as tensions over the contested oil-rich region, which neighbors Venezuela, prompt the UN Security Council to call for urgent meeting because they need the oil. Again, fuck Venezuela. I don't listen. There's nothing. If I was a Guyanese president, there is nothing Venezuela could say today that I'd be like, all right, let's make a deal. Fuck you. And I hope your fucking country dies. Every last person in it. Fuck them. You want people to, you wanted my oil, you should have asked, but then you were talking about attacking. You're gearing up your military. You're making them ready. Eat my ass. They could definitely eat it. Sorry. This fucking thing. Sorry. Maybe so. The building collapsed. As the crow flies, it's close. It's about a mile away. If I look off my terrace, I can see the helicopter still hovering above the scene. But I mean, again, as the crow flies, it's fucking, it's close. So, like I said before, guys, Venezuela is using the same tactic as Russia. It's fucking, it's just bullshit. It's the worst bullshit I've ever seen. But yeah. So anyway, with that tonight, guys, on the Angry Truth channel, we're going to be talking about the congestion pricing and how that's going to change everything for New York. I don't know why this bitch, what's her name, Hochul, thinks that the way she was bragging about it, she was like, we're the first state in the country to have congestion. This bitch was like, smiling about it. Like, you fucking moron. You don't live in New York City. You don't have to deal with that. That is not your concern. The MTA agreed to it. I know that the mayor was fighting against it because it was going to affect a lot of people. But whatever. We're going to be talking about that and how that's going to pretty much finish off the financial area for New York City. They think it's going to gain more money. It absolutely isn't. It's going to cost the city more money. And I'm going to explain why later tonight. John, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. As always, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, guys, if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up. Or the thumbs down. Whatever floats your boat. Anyway. But, who has the largest lithium mine in the nation? I thought, wasn't it not only Africa, it was a country down in South America, I think it was. But somebody will answer that for me. No, it's like, listen, I've been telling people, do what you got to do to drive in this city, to cover your plates, cover your Easy Pass if you have one. I'm going to get into that later tonight. I don't want to get, too involved, but on this, I want to talk about it later tonight. But there's a lot you can do to avoid it. And maybe I shouldn't be talking about that, but fuck New York. Seriously, fuck New York State, fuck New York City. Fuck them. You are costing people, working class people. I don't want to talk about it right now because it's only going to piss me off. We're going to wait till later tonight to talk about it. But there's another added feature for people. Whatever we're going to talk about later. I couldn't believe when I saw that shit. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? The working man is getting his balls broken. But whatever. It's stupid. It's the stupidest thing I've ever fucking seen. So yeah, guys. I mean, now on the question of will we see World War III, I don't know. You asked me that a couple weeks ago when all of this shit popped off. I was like, yes. Now I'm like, I don't know. And I also said that this could be a slow process. And I think this is going to be a slow process. With everything going on, everything's moving at seemingly a snail's pace. I think that Guyana and Venezuela are going to work out a deal. I think that India and Pakistan are going to fucking cool off. I don't see the issues between Israel and Palestine getting any better. We are watching protests all over the country, especially here in New York. Here in New York, it's getting out of control. Every event that these Palestinian assholes can find, they are disrupting it. Every event. If you have carolers caroling in the streets, they're going to fucking have a protest behind them. These people seem to think that no one should have joy or freedoms or happiness because there's no happiness in Gaza. And I'm like, let me enlighten you, you dick face, retarded Palestinian dick licker. There are people suffering all over the world. There are people in African nations, for example, that are suffering right now as we speak. But because it's not by the hands of the Americans or the Israeli or the UK, they don't care. When the suffering is done by the United States, supposedly done by the United States or Israel or the UK or some white-ass nation, everybody wants to sit there and go, the world is hurting for Gaza. I can fucking care less what's going on in Gaza. I really can. I don't give a fuck. My heart is not bleeding. I'm not like, oh my God. You know, I'm not making heart signs and I don't know what the fuck, how do you do it? It looks like crip hands and shit. Whatever it is, I don't care. I do not care. The people of Gaza were given warnings upon warnings upon warnings to leave. They were told 1,000 way to Sunday before the shit was lit up that they should leave. And they said no. And they started getting bombed and they're going, what's happening to us? Okay, stupid, you were given a green light to leave. Now, granted, I did hear some fucked up stories, and you can't blame them in that aspect, where they were told to leave down this way, and of course, Israel and Hamas started bombing that path. But still, they had more than enough warning to leave. More than enough. So now they don't leave, they get bombed, and then they're videoing themselves dying. They're like, oh, my chest is missing. Wait. Oh, and I'm like, you fucking clowns. Like, this is whatever. So I don't feel bad. I really don't. What happened in Israel was let to happen by the Israeli government. The Israeli people should wake up and go after the Israeli government. They let that happen. So both sides are fucking full of shit. Fuck them. I don't care. My heart is not bleeding for anybody Palestinian. Do I feel bad for what's happening to some of the kids? Yes. But unfortunately, their parents did not listen. This is the price you pay for not listening. Simple. But everybody wants to sit there and feel bad for Palestine. Then they're protesting downtown and they're going, we need to make sure that the world is happy. We got to make sure that they're happy. Again, what about the million other nations where people are suffering by the hands of their own government? No one's complaining about that. The United States can stop all that's going on. No, it can't. No one can stop that shit. That shit's been going on for thousands of years. All of a sudden, you marching in the street with your flag and your sign is going to stop that from happening. I tell you, if I got my hands on a Palestinian flag, I would absolutely burn it in the street, just to piss them off. And I don't believe in flag burning. I really don't. I think it's stupid. But to piss these people off who keep replacing American flags with Palestinian flags, absolutely. Falcon 1. Why would Israel want that to happen? Falcon 1, I see that you are an Israeli sympathizer. So just think about this. How in the fuck did Israel, with the top intelligence of the world, allow 1,000 people involved to take their people hostage? How did they get all those vehicles in to snatch all of those people? How did they hear nothing? How did they avoid the heads up they got a year ago, the heads up they got from Egypt, and the heads up they got from the Wall Street Journal back in March. The Wall Street Journal was in March. Egypt was a month before it happened, and Israel knew about this a year before it happened. They knew it was coming. They had 3 warning signs, and they avoided it. And then they turn around and play the woe is me card as soon as their people go missing. It's all bullshit, man. And if you can't see past it, there's something wrong. Now, am I saying that what Hamas did was good? Absolutely not. But the Israeli government allowed this to happen. Now, follow the money, follow the plan. There's a plan for Gaza. That is the only reason why they want it. They're not worried about Hamas. You can't kill Hamas. A simple-minded person can figure out that Hamas can never, ever be eradicated. And when the Israeli prime minister said that, I was like, he's not after Hamas. He's after something else. I guarantee you guys, 6 months to a year, you will know what he's after. Just remember this video that I said that. Because there's no way you can eradicate a group like Hamas. You cannot. That's like saying you're going to eradicate Hezbollah, ISIS, Taliban. You cannot do it. And any idiot that says you can eradicate these groups, you're a moron. That's like when Germany thought they could eradicate Jews. You cannot eradicate groups of people that are spread out throughout a country. And you're only focusing your firepower on one part of the country. Or state, whatever you want to call it. It's all bullshit, man. And as soon as you guys see it, the sooner you'll get over the fact that it's all bullshit. Hamas is playing a bullshit game too. They're playing a woe is me game. How come every person standing by the hospital has their phones and their cameras ready to rock and roll so that when a body comes in, they're sitting there on social media putting it up. Look what they're doing to our Palestinian children. They're not helping out. They're videoing this shit. There's something wrong. When there is something going on, the camera goes back in your pocket and you start helping people out. You don't start moving out of the way so that you can film it. You help out. Again, guys, it's all bullshit. Follow the fucking money. Yeah, follow the land grab, follow the money, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's all bullshit. RWD, I don't think Israel's prime target is Iran anymore. They were pushing that bullshit for a while, but I think their prime target now is Gaza. And again, you're going to see why, and it has to do with gas. That's all I'm going to say. And Jerry Mathis, exactly. Take care of America first. Why should we be involved in that bullshit over there? We shouldn't even care. We got so many other problems happening here. We're worried about that bullshit. We're worried about Ukraine. Fuck Ukraine. Fuck Israel. Fuck Palestine. Fuck all those other countries. Fuck them. That's their problem. Let's worry about the problems we have here. Again, we have starving kids, homeless vets. We need to be worried about that. We got jobs leaving this country. We got AI replacing people. More people are going to be out of work. Let's focus on the American citizens. Let's focus on things that we can fix. And not giving billions of dollars away to Ukraine and Israel. Yeah, I know, Tony. Everybody's like, you need your throat coated with liquor. But anyway, that's what we need to focus on. And we have problems here, guys, that we can fix. But we don't. Every time a problem pops up, we're like, we got to save Israel. We got to save the Ukraine because of national security. And they always use national security as a bullshit fucking excuse to give money to a country that means dick to us. Protecting Israel is not going to do anything for us. Protecting Ukraine is not going to do anything for us. It's going to do nothing. We got to worry about our problems here. Again, we got bigger fucking issues here. Way bigger issues. We got a race issue that's probably going to fucking spill over in the next couple of years. We got people that are dying from being fucking fat. We got all kinds of shit going on here. But we're worried about Israel? Fuck them. Fuck them in the ears. I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. I'm fed up with us worried about other nations. And then, to boot, and I'm going to make this a race thing, what about all the other African nations or all the other low third world nations that are being destroyed by their own people from within? Why aren't we going over there and helping them out? I know we tried that in Mogadishu and it didn't work out, but that's because we had a poor plan. So what about that? What about those people? No one gives a fuck about them. But all of a sudden they care about Palestinians? Fuck out of here. These people actually think we're stupid. They think we're just like, and then you see these stupid little circles, and I stand with Palestine. Fuck you. How about you stand with America first, you piece of shit? What about that? Right? I stand with Israel. I'm going to get my yarmulke out, put it on my head, and do the dreidel dance. Right? Seriously, like, what if the United States? Wear an American flag, you fucking piece of shit. Wear it proudly in your chest to support America. And don't support the politicians. Fuck them. They're always fucking us. They fuck us 8 ways to Sunday. A revolution is what is needed so that we can get a lot of these politicians out of office. Nobody wants to do it because they're already scared. Nobody wants to end up in a black site security holding center because they'll never hear from you again. Because we're all fucking scared now. Unfortunately, guys, we have to drop the hammer at some point. Or we're going to be sitting here wondering how we got here. Because we keep saying that. We keep like, how did we get here? We know how we got here. We let these fucking phonies who said they were going to save America, fuck America even harder. And they keep fucking us and keep fucking us. And we keep sitting here going, well, maybe the next guy will save us. It is not up to the next guy to save us. It is up to us to save us. And it starts by removing all of these politicians out. Every last one of them. Maybe if I do a Rumble live, there's a lot more that I can say. I want to be careful here, but a lot of you are picking up what I'm putting down. We saved this country by saving it ourselves. Kicking some shit off and going after it. You know that there are guys still locked away from the whole J6? Why aren't we fucking trying to free them? And when I mean trying to free them, I'm talking about trying to free them. You know what I mean? Why aren't we doing that shit? But we're worried about Hamas and Israel. Fuck them. But here we are, we're worried about fucking bullshit. We're worried about shit that doesn't matter. They try to make us believe that what's going on in Israel is our problem. It isn't. That what's going on in Ukraine is our problem. It isn't. Now, Jews being attacked here in the United States, that's our problem. So clearly, if you see a Jew being attacked, jump in the way. And listen, if you see Palestinian people beating up Jews, start throwing bacon at them. Use bacon nunchucks. It works great against the fucking Muslims who are sitting here taking our American flags down and putting up their Palestinian flags, who are punching Jewish people in the face, and old Jewish people at that. Not even like young, vibrant Jews. These old, decrepit, fucking crypt keeper Jews, they're beating them up. So you whip out the fucking bacon nunchucks, man, you slap a fucking Muslim in the face with bacon, he is going to melt. Melt. And then start crying for the Quran and some shit like that. I'm done with these people and their bullshit. Really am. These people are going to eat a big dick. A big bacon dick. Both of them. Fuck them. I don't care. But bacon chucks are the way to go. I just start fucking throwing bacon at them. Especially at a rally. Oh my God. You go to a rally where they're fucking like, fuck Jews, this and the third. Just start throwing bacon into the crowd. It'll act like a grenade. Like a grease grenade. Boom. And they fucking try it. It's awesome. It's an awesome effect. The way they behave when they do that, oh my God. I would almost love that. But anyway, with that being said, feathers, yes, America is soft. We're super soft. I'm sorry, we're super soft. And the problem is, there's only a handful of us that want to jump into action, but we can't do it by ourselves because we'll end up in a black site facility for sure. They're like, how many guys? 5, get them, But if there's 50,000 of us, you can't do shit about it. Can't do shit about it, man. But here we go. We're sitting here worried about some. And next year, we're gonna have some new bullshit. Matter of fact, it started. There's something I read in the UK. A whooping cough that fractures ribs because the kids are coughing so hard. is breaking their ribs. I never heard any shit like that. Or maybe the kids are made out of paper mache. I don't know. But still, this is something that they're starting to push. Pay attention to that. It's a new one that's going to come out. Like, all of a sudden, these kids are dying from, not dying, but fracturing their ribs from what you call it. From whooping cough. That's going to be a new one. They're going to push some new bullshit next year so that we don't focus on that. Because, guys, what they're doing is they're treating us like retarded cats. And they're like, follow the bouncing ball, follow the laser. And then they're like, oh, over here, we got Ukraine. Oh, over here, we got Israel and Hamas. And, oh, my God, Hamas is raping women. What do you think Hamas is going to do? They're going to cuddle women and ask them out on a date? They're like, oh, Hamas is raping women. And that's how low could they go? They're soldiers. They're evil, terroristic soldiers. What are they going to do? Caress the woman? They're going to serenade her into fucking jail? Mademoiselle, do you want to join me for dinner? Like, they're fucking animals. They're savages. Of course they're going to rape them. Like, they act like they're shocked and appalled. Why are you shocked and appalled that women are getting raped by soldiers? I don't understand that. That is what happens during war. There's no serenading. There's no rose on a first date. Man, shall I take you out to the club and you could join us in our jail cell? Like, that's not... Whatever. Then they got the laser pointer again. They're like, oh, whooping cough. The mysterious disease in China. Like, and then we're fucking like morons. We're following it around. Some of us can multitask. Some of us can't. Some of us are too stupid to do it. And if you try to multitask, your brain freezes up. You sit there and you go, multitasking, I can't do. Right? You freeze up and you start talking about random shit. It's all a ploy. Every last bit of it. It is why they're putting a restriction on our speech. They don't want us to talk about anything. I'm 1,000% sure this video has been red flagged. So it's going to be demonetized. Such is life. But this is why they want to restrict our speech. They want to keep what we say under wraps. Because some of us are saying shit that needs to be said. And again, you know who those YouTube channels are, right? Because they don't want to say this shit. They just want to keep getting paid. Right? They're like, I got to keep getting paid, so I got to suck YouTube's dick, and I got to say within the algorithm, and people, beep, because they're fucking scared. They don't want to say half this shit. Half this shit I'm saying right now already demonetized the video. You know what? I don't give a fuck. Though, again, getting a video demonetized gets shown less. So you people are going to have to seek this video out, or pass it around, or share it, or whatever it is. But there are too many channels out there that's scared to talk about this shit. They just are. They're about the mighty dollar. They're not about fucking free America and being patriots. Absolutely not. Thank you, Adriana. Right, they're definitely not about that. What they're about is keeping their pockets fat and making sure you fucking buy their stupid supplies, whatever the fuck they're selling. Hey guys, I am short on survival gear. But if you want to survive the next disaster, you got to buy it from my store. And I'm having a half price sale off on December because I'm going to act like Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho. You know, fuck out of here. Listen, it's okay to sell gear. But when you want to scare people and then sell gear, when you want to tell people that nuclear war is around the corner, and it's not, it's fucking not. There's no nuclear war around the corner. We're not going to fucking die. The powers that be are not going to allow this to happen. I said this already. I said this a couple weeks ago. The people in charge will not allow for nuclear war. They'll allow for the talk of it. They'll allow for you to get scared. They'll allow for more pandemic scare. They will not allow a nuclear war. They just won't. There are too many motherfuckers selling us out, man. Too many fucking guys. I'm watching too many channels go down the fucking rabbit hole of a sellout. It's like they're gargling with YouTube's cum. They're like, please don't take me off the air. I'll suck your dicks. And then they're double fisting it at the same time. Because that's what they do. They don't want to fucking say what needs to be said. Now, some channels are, and they're being very, very careful as to how they say it. Which is good. Which is very good. But other channels are not. Because they're scared. But yeah. A lot of people, I'm disappointed in a lot of channels. Very disappointed. And though I am not surprised. Like, not at all. I am nowhere near shocked. Because When it comes to when it comes to money, people will do whatever it takes to make it. Unfortunately, people will sell their fucking soul just to make a dollar. And granted, it's good, and the economy's bad, and you want to keep it up. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, again, guys, a lot of this shit I'm going to report. It could happen. It might not happen. But remember, anything we talk about on here is to put on your radar. It is not to scare the shit out of you. The unprepared will be scared. The prepared will not be scared. Simple. Simple as that. Oh, and I'm starting to hear that a certain channel's starting to curse, trying to get more like me. Yo, if you guys find out who that dude is, tell him to go eat a big, fat bag of American dicks. Fuck this dude. I heard that he's trying to, curse. He's saying shit like, you know what, guys? I'm going to curse right now. Goddamn government. And then step back and go, I cursed. Like, yo, that's not cursing, you pussy. You got to let it fly when you curse, man. You got to fucking fuck, shit, piss. Eat a fucking asshole. Fuck Rosie O'Donnell. Biden's a piece of shit. Like, that's cursing. Not like, God damn it, man. It's not cursing. Fuck out of here. Fucking people trying to start cursing on their shit because they think that's not who you are. If you never cursed before, don't curse. That is not who you are. You're being a phony. Yes, Scorpio Tiger. Watch the movie. Leave this world behind. Awesome fucking movie. Again, guys, leave this world behind. Watch the movie. You will not fucking regret it. Hell, if you don't feel like watching The Angry Truth, watch that movie. Awesome movie. You will not regret it. I have to go off the air now. Adriana is reminding me as such. So is Vision. So, again, guys, I will talk to you guys possibly Thursday night. If I still sound like this, like I'm dying because of my fucking chair, I'll see you guys next week. I might be doing a live stream from Florida next week, so we shall see. Other than that, guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the donations. I will see you guys in the next. I'll see you in Angry Truth. Good night.